Yeah. There's obviously, I mean, I can't think of any in Asia. There's Sevele in the US. Also, Chakotay plays a little bit of Lucia. And there's also Fitted Cap, who's really strong. But, like, that's about it. So, you know, but speaking to that, too, these players who've been playing that character and love her, there's a bit of character loyalty there. So they're going to have the sauce. But let's get into this next match. Who do we got?
We have ChrisCCH on the Sakura and MarioDB on the Karin.
Yeah. Now, what's going to be interesting here, right, is both these characters are kind of mid-range footsie monsters. Now, definitely in different ways, right? The low forward is the biggest issue from Karin, has been since, you know, right out of the gate in 2016. But Sakura uses her dominant walk speed and that incredibly long range stand short to just buffer in neutral in ways that other characters can't really deal with. So I wonder how Karin's going to try and fight against that.
Yeah, I mean, Karin obviously has a fantastic walk speed as well, so a lot of the game in pure footsies can be played a lot around Karin trying to fish with the low forward and Sakura trying to counter poke with the stand short. But what we were seeing actually a lot from Chris here is there's that stand short, to your point, hitting on counter hit to start it up, and a great position here already. But there's the other half of it that I was about to say is there's been a lot of the low forward from Chris.
And also, Mario is using V-Skill too. Now, that did get a buff in this most recent patch. I'm not sure specifically what it was that was changed, but I do know it got buffed. So he must have something in mind that we aren't aware of.
It can now be canceled on hit or block, less knockback, and more frame advantage on hit.
Okay.
If you charge it.
Sure. Okay, I really like using that option. Tries to jump out of the corner there, no dice. Oh man, there is the big counter hit conversion, and I think that's gonna kill. Is that enough? Not quite. There's a pixel and a dream. Is Mario gonna be able to do this? No, sir.
That's standing short. It's so good. Really good Sakura players make her kit look so complete. That standing short, the buffers you get off of that, and then the fear of the standing short dissuades buttons at that range, which lets her operate from slightly further out with the low forward. And I mean, clearly Capcom even believed that she was in a good place because she has the shortest patch notes section of the whole cast, where they were basically like, yeah, we more or less left her alone.
Yeah, but actually even gave her some buffs. You know, we've seen people like Spaceboy, like ChrisCCH, just absolutely, and Nauman, just absolutely gushing about that down forward roundhouse buff. And, you know, it can operate and give them so much damage in situations where they couldn't otherwise. So we'll see if that comes into play here.
I mean, you can already kind of see the strength of her toolkit here. Mario is playing Karin, who has these great buttons, but we're seeing Mario holding a lot of down back and letting Chris walk Mario into the corner and dictate the entire pace of the matchup.
Yeah, and what's interesting too is like ChrisCCH hasn't even really been super prevalent with the fireball game, which is normally how you beat Karin, right? If she has the better footsie game, we're seeing it a little bit, but if she has the better footsie game, you go to that fireball so that you can dissuade her from poking in neutral. But really what it's been, like you said, is just representing the option of the low forward and the stand short in these certain ranges that is invoking a lot of trepidation from Mario. And now he's on his back foot, getting shimmied. And is it gonna get closed out? Look at this, the tension. Wow.
Oh, wow. He finished out the Rekka.
Yeah. And you know, I have the privilege of commentating a lot of the Nintendo brothers, Mario and Luigi, their matches from Wednesday Night Fights, and they both kind of play from the hip like that, doing a little bit of craziness when it comes out, and that gives them the advantage because, you know, they're so strong anyways that people are like, okay, they understand the risk here in this situation, there's no way they would go for it, and then bam, they finish up the Rekka right there, even though it's -6 if it's blocked.
I mean, sometimes you have to represent it, right? Like I say a lot that like one of the best things you can do to learn how to play one game is to play other fighting games. And that's like a Tekken mentality, right? Like you've got a jab string and the last hit of your jab string, there's like a huge gap and it's punishable on block, but it's a mid and no one's ever ready for it. And sometimes you got to bring it out.
Oh man, and speaking of bringing it out, I thought for sure we were going to see the EXDP after that -2 Tatsu. No such luck, and now MarioDB was able to get a little bit of corner space back, and he's working with a good amount of real estate before he has to retreat back to the corner.
There's a lot of patience here from Mario. It's partly the way that we're seeing the reticence to poke in the neutral, but also even when afforded the ability to be the aggressor, there's this contentness. to just kind of sit at your space and hold some down back and just kind of wait and see. I think some of the difficulty is Chris is representing an energy that's taking a lot of those spaces.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of uncomfortability for Mario to try and start his own offense, or even, you know, try and play kind of this mitigating defensive style that's using, you know, pokes to dissuade ChrisCCH from getting in certain ranges. But okay, finds the crouch fierce hit. Look at the damage in the corner carry, already at 50% stun. Okay.
Oh my god, the amount of space before that throw. There were some really lengthy frames there, but Chris was content finding the side swap.
Holding the plus frames, gets the forward throw, and now working with this corner control. Sakura's bread and butter. She is so deadly. Okay, decides to use super there. This is going to do a chunk. It's not going to kill. Her super has been nerfed pretty considerably over the past two seasons, but he's sitting in a really good spot. He has the opportunity to look for an activation point to make something safe.
And that was absolutely it. You saw that.
Oh my god.
There. Oh my god.
Okay. There's the sweep. And there's the forward throw, the cheap stuff. You know, you're putting that literal 50-50. There's enough frame advantage off of the canceled sweep that you gotta guess is gonna be a strike or a throw. And with a character like Karin, you don't have the luxury of walking out of her range. You know, her walk speed is good enough, her throw range is good enough, and the plus frames are good enough that you have to make that decision in a split second.
Yeah, she's got a lot of those privileged tools, but I'm still on that left-right nebulous scramble situation on the jump there. That had me reeling in my seat for a second. But move forward, we shall. Both of these players trying to move forward. A lot more contesting of space in the mid screen here than we've seen in some of the other rounds. I think Mario looks as though he's eaten the super mushroom. Is trying to move forward instead.
Okay. Oh, man, the awareness to get the throw tech there, using the Rasenha to get over. There's the big counter hit conversion, saving the meter, deciding not to spend it. That's a shimmy. Is he gonna be able to stun here? Not quite. And the delay EXDP, he waited just a couple frames to make him think it was safe.
That's the you're going to delay tech to beat the DP, so I'm going to delay the TP to beat the delay tech. The type of micro game that you only see at the highest level.
Absolutely, I couldn't have said it better, Brad. Now look again at this tension between these two in this like low forward range, even getting the opportunity to walk in without pressing any buttons and get that forward throw. Shades of Punk. Is Mario gonna be able to do it? No, sir. The confirm off the stand heavy punch into the V skill 2.
Round 2. But it's getting closer, and I think a lot of that is in the beginning. I think Chris had the slightly more aggressive energy, but as the match has gone on, it has been much more about the interaction of counter poke versus poke with two characters that have great walk speeds.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's, you know, that is traditional Street Fighter. Oh my gosh, using the Rekkas to get through the startup of the fireball, but ChrisCCH responds back, baits out the DP. That is absolutely gonna stun, and this is an easy kill.
Wow. I mean, you're absolutely happy to have that round after how close that previous one was. That's a great stabilizer. You can take that second and be like, all right, I can chill. ChrisCCH going up 2-1 over Mario for the privilege to play Sevalai in the winners finals, and we go back to the lobby.
Oh, I think is that okay? No, yeah, I was gonna say that was not it. Okay, so as far as I know, Mario, I don't know that I have ever seen him play another character in any of the times that I've watched him or commentated his events. I think I've only seen the Karin. No, so it could just be, you know, that traditional, I need a moment to breathe. I need some time to collect myself, go over my thoughts, and maybe slow my brain down a little bit and ease the nerves. And that's a really, frankly, underutilized part of competition. You know, using the time that you're allotted to gather yourself and recompose in the hopes that either you're stopping some of the momentum from your opponent, or you're just giving yourself time to breathe and go in fresh.
Yeah, and I mean, think about this matchup and the possible benefits to exactly that sort of thing in this matchup, where you as Karin, like the kind of thing that you need to be representing is like, all right, I need to be more active, but I need to pick the spots better because the counter poke game is really good. You really just need to be operating in the pocket so much more, and that's such a mental game thing.
And I see now, you know, we saw it represented in the first 15 seconds. It was actually for a V-skill change. Switch to that V-skill 1, the Myoken, and probably going to be a better choice, right? It gives you the better damage in Oki off of the EX Tenko combo, and then you can also use it in neutral in ways that you couldn't use V-skill 2.
Okay, finding the anti-air. Interesting that Chris is going to the air a little bit more now than we had seen before. Also, there's an implicit bit of aggression. I wonder, does Chris smell blood in the water?
I think you're right. I think the intuition is absolutely there. He feels that Mario's, you know, a little tense, and he's worried about giving this, just giving this match kind of away for free. But he finds the activation off of that crouch fierce, and I think this is going to do it even with V-trigger scaling. Not quite, okay.
Oh. Just shy of it. There's some bar here from Chris, a neutral jump from Mario. Trying to set up this fireball game, but it's all bait. Don't fall for it. Don't go to the air. No!
Damn. He let him lull into a false sense of confidence, throwing those fireballs, feeling comfortable when the comfort was not there. Okay, but they're right back at you as the big crush counter in neutral, and already Mario is having to fight his way out of the corner, feeling uncomfortable.
All right, still, we've seen this a couple of times. Chris in the driver's seat here. Mario back at this corner. Oh, no, you overcommitted, you fool.
The side switch from MarioDB, I love it. And racking up that stun at about 65%, and Sakura is hurting. There's the V-trigger activation off the sweep, and this is not quite it. There it is.
Yeah, definitely wasn't going to cash out any resources for the stun there, wanted the maximum scaling. And we're seeing, again, Mario still not going for a whole lot of, like, guarantee meaty pressure, because there's still the threat of that DP. Looking down at that meter, you saw the amount of meter that was down there. You had to be worried about it. It's the same thing that we called it out earlier with the delay tech versus delay DP, but Chris is just kind of widening those gaps a little bit more to accommodate. I'm sorry, Mario is.
I knew what you meant, Brad. Okay, there's the forward throw off of the charged Myoken. I love that, using that fast walk speed to get under the jump attempt from Mario. And there's the offensive V-reversal. Definitely a benefit and luxury that Karin has over other characters. She doesn't have to rely on V-trigger for comebacks, so she can use her good V-reversal liberally to help her escape situations that she's getting pressured otherwise.
Oh, yeah, I think it's one of the things. Yeah, these more stable characters can use the V system in a much different way. Ooh, there's the V shift from Chris. Speaking of different ways to use the V system.
Yeah, and we've actually seen Chris has been really cognizant of opportunities to represent the changes from Sakura. We've already seen him using V-Shift. We've seen him using different activation points for V-Trigger, namely off of that EX Tatsu to get better corner carry, better stun. But Mario is getting the better of this. There's a big chunk of damage off of that. There's the back throw. What is this going to spell? Oh, he's dead!
Oh. That's a shame that you had to spend the bar, but you get to go in. You're on set point first. That's absolutely an energy. Like, that's a little bit that you can sit on. And now Mario is sitting close to CA, but if Mario catches it out to get around, that means you're just both on set point. You can afford that. You've got that little bit to breathe right now, but you can't breathe too much.
Yeah, and you know the thing is the way Sakura, oh no punish. There's definitely supposed to be a button before that. Look at the big corner carry and damage, and just dash up gets that low forward. Here's the activation from ChrisCCH, and now we're back to neutral.
That was really interesting, the hesitation there from Chris, perhaps fearful of a DP from Mario. We've not seen it represented in these last couple of games, I don't think. Sweep activate.
Yeah, backing off. Ooh. There it is twice. Now the V-trigger is gone, but Karin's fine with that. Like we were mentioning, she doesn't need that for a comeback. She is one hit away just like this from getting the game. Or getting the round, excuse me. Didn't even have to spend all of her bar. She is sitting pretty going into this last round.
Final round.
Yeah, but Chris managed to build a full super during that round. It is true set point for both players. Finds the low forward, backdash out of the shimmy, but commits to the stand short buffer, but it just barely doesn't work.
And using his meter really liberally to keep this corner control and rack up the chip damage too. Looking at about a 45% life lead out of, you know, barely any combo damage. There's the activation. There's the slide. That's not safe.
Ooh.
Big punish.
There's the flip side of it. We saw the one finished chain of the Rekka. Chris was ready for the other finished chain of the Rekka. Now you're really having a hard time here. If you're Mario, your VP is about to run out, finding the back throw to put you in the corner. Wake up, EX Fireball from Chris.
Not like this. What are you reaching for? Okay. Oh man, and there's another one. He tried to go for sweep activate, and there's the defensive back throw for ChrisCCH to take it. What a nail biter right at the end. There was so much spaghetti, so many scramble situations, and he got the better of it. I thought for sure, you know, if I'm being 100% honest, there were a couple situations where he like made the wrong choice, but it still worked out in his favor. I was on the edge of my seat.
That was super, super tight. Mario, that corner sequence, it was like, it wasn't clean. It wasn't the corner sequence that we want. Like you see these sick comebacks and it's like super tight read into crazy reset, all this stuff. Like, no, even the flip tech reset was like super happenstance.